This is a series of selections from Johann's Awakening by Arthur Telling. I teach others who are still trapped down at the earth, still struggling for the morsel that will sustain them for another day. I selflessly give my service to the poor, the hungry, and the downtrodden. These poor, hungry, and downtrodden, they are you, the child replied. That is wrong, Johann protested. I have overcome that miserable, wretched life. I am a brilliant beam of light. My cry of the gull is grander than any other. I have the liberty and freedom to transport myself to anywhere and to any time. I have truly overcome. But you are not happy, the child said. Johann was stunned. He knew instinctively, just as the burning bush had said, that the child was right. His own words were empty and void of substance. But Johann didn't know why. The child again spoke. You were wrong to have tried to become the fastest bird. You were wrong to have left the flock, and having left, you should not have returned back to the flock unless to join them again. You came back wanting to take away their garments, but you, not they, were naked. This is why the older gulls took you before their council and banished you. Johann shook his head in disbelief. No, he shouted, holding his wings up over his head. Yes, said the child. There is just one world, the present. There is no heaven greater than the present world, nor is there any world lesser. All worlds are the present world. There is no other world. It is the world you reside in, this world, now, forever. Your effort to fly faster than all of the other gulls, to fly higher than all the other gulls, to become a radiant beam of light, or to move instantly from one place to another place, these all were your dissatisfaction with the present world, and were your attempt to leave the present world. But you cannot leave it, for there is nothing in existence but it. You cannot destroy it, nor can you escape from the present. Section 2. There is no world better than this, Johann imagined. But as the day wore on, Johann became restless again, knowing full well that this grand residence of gulls was just a resting place, and whatever he was to learn, and wherever he was to proceed, would come out of this world, but was not this world. Not quite. That something more was lurking below the surface. It is what he had sensed early that morning. As sunset arrived, Johann again flew back to his preferred rock. Marked out now as Johann's, the other gulls avoided the spot. He thought about this and about how these gulls behaved. They seemed polite and considerate, not fighting over food and territory like the gulls had done years back when Johann was young. He wondered about it. Perhaps his many years spent struggling to find enlightenment had worn off on them. He realized now what the magic feeling about this beach was. It was the connection between themselves and the other gulls. Oh, I jumped a line there, sorry.
Cut it out.
Alright, I'm just going to go back a bit then.
Yeah.
As sunset arrived, Johann again flew back to his preferred rock. Marked out now as Johann's, the other gulls avoided the spot. He thought about this and about how those gulls behaved. They seemed polite and considerate, not fighting over food and territory like the gulls had done years back when Johann was young. He wondered about it. Perhaps his many years spent struggling to find enlightenment had worn off on them. He realized now what the magic feeling about this beach was. It was brotherhood. The gulls understood their place in the world and knew the connection between themselves and the other gulls. Perhaps they even were aware of their connection with the world itself. The secret, as the child had instructed, had been found in Johann's outward search. There's another mistake, you need to go back.
Go back and start this.
Perhaps they were even aware of their connection with the world itself. The secret, as the child had instructed, had not been found in Johann's outward search, nor had it been found when many girls had created a paradise in heaven with their thoughts. It had been found by living the day, not seeking after rewards, just living, and respecting others and the reality they shared. How simple was the way. It was knowing me. Section 3. Sorry, I'm just trying to work out where it was here that I wanted to run from. This section, I thought there was a page back or forth. Okay, sorry. You found my city, Starfish replied. I was looking for the language you spoke of, but I never expected you, Johann replied, for he had not interacted with the child in quite a long time. The language, yes, the language, replied Starfish. Johann stood speechless, not knowing what to say. Seeing his uneasiness, the child spoke. The door. I came through a door. You opened and greeted me. I did, replied Johann. But there is a problem, said Starfish. Problem? What? You don't know what a door is. You have never really seen one before now. Johann couldn't disagree. The door had seemed so normal, but he had not ever noticed one before today, as the child said. The door is language, said Starfish. I come through a door. The door separates one place from another. Could I have done that at your habitat? The beach? There's no such thing as a door at the beach, said Johann. Yes, the child said. No such thing. That is right. You have learned a new word this day. When the sun rises, go and look at all the new words to be added to your already enhanced vocabulary. Each word is precious, each one a building block from this life to your next one, and to your eternal reward. You will carry these words with you. You will have them forever, or until you forget them. Do not forget these words. Confused as to what the child was referring to, Johann sat and said nothing, wondering. The child appeared to understand this. Do not forget the door, the child said. It is your entranceway to heaven, the true heaven that will not perish nor bore you in its repetition so that you will want to leave it. Why did you lose interest in all those many heavens above you, so much that you desired to forget all you had learned and return to the world of pain? I don't know, Johann replied, although he was not quite telling the truth, for he did indeed know why he had found them to be wanting. You left them because they had become uninteresting with their repetition, Starfish replied. And that was due, in part, to your limited vocabulary. Vocabulary? Gulls don't usually talk at all. But they do, Starfish said. The words they string together are born from their environments. Those words are the ocean and the waves and the beach and the wind, and they are you and the fellow gulls of your flock. You cannot reside independently. You must be in an environment, a shared reality. You cannot live in a vacuum, for you are a part of your environment. The oceans and waves and beach and sea smells are as much a part of you as you yourself are.